everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while since I have streamed. Tonight, I am just trying to shake some of this rust off. So I will be doing just one run and trying to get back into the groove of things. And hopefully in the future, I can actually get some more in sooner. But the run I want to do right now is off of the West Coast Main Line. The Class 710 Aventra, leaving London Euston to Watford Junction. So I already have the game all set up. Let's jump right into it. And here we are in London Euston. Let's just get the cab set up. I'll turn on the vigilance. TBWS. Make sure that's normal. Did I just fall? What just happened there? Jump in the seat. Master key in. Acknowledge AWS. And we'll open the doors. (6:45 a.m. departure). Now I do have a red signal, so I will pop the DRA on for now. It's actually been a minute since I have streamed. I do feel a little rusty, not gonna lie. Locking the doors, preparing for departure. Signal should be popping green in a second. And there it is. Actually don't know why that unlocked, but whatever. Let's get this DRA off, and it looks like there's a door open. It's weird. Okay, next stop is South Hempstead. Just change my angle a little bit. This is one of the very few trains I would not mind driving in the dark. It's got those bright headlights. Most of the UK trains do not. So this is always a good thing to see. Also doesn't limit us to just doing day runs. I always loved leaving London Euston in person or simming. I just love seeing all the trains coming at me as I'm either coming in or leaving. If you you've watched any of my other videos, you know I love a busy route. As we have a flashing yellow. Acknowledge. That yellow is just to let me as the driver know that my line is set. And I should be clear to go down my path. On the DC line. Just gonna put a little more speed in. As we get passed by a advancing West Coast Pendolino. We can get up to 40 here. I'm just gonna coast it at 35-ish. So I know this dip is gonna give me a little more speed. That way I don't have to ride the brakes as much. And I'm gonna drop down even more as we enter the tunnel. I would say the West Coast Main Line South is one of my favorite lines to play. There's so much you can do on this line. Whether it's a Watford DC run or a big Duluth service, you still have 350s, you have 390s. There's even a 15-minute 375 run from Watford to Wembley. It's actually pretty fun as well. And there's so much to do. Like so many timetable stuff you can play around with. You can never go bored on this run. 700 yards to South Hempstead, our first stop on this run. As we hit double yellows. Should be clear to the platform. Not sure if there's any congestion ahead of us. As we can now get up to 45, but we'll be braking here. And it looks like we're chasing yellows. So we'll see what is going on. But this is South Hempstead. Doors will be opening on the left. Watch your step exiting the train. Doors are closing. And we are still in the yellow. really sure what this next light is, so... Last one was a single yellow. I'm assuming the next one is red. Honestly, can't imagine why there would be traffic as soon as I leave bloody Houston. But we will see. I see red up there, but can't tell if that's mine or any of the tracks to the left. I do love the added graffiti on the walls here. I don't think I remember that. At least in 5. Trains Tomorrow 5. Okay, and I do see a red. Vigilance. But from what I can tell, we are clear to the platform. So I'm just gonna coast in. Here's the AWS. And this is Kilburn High Road. Watch your step exiting the train. As we now have a green signal. Okay, next stop is Queen's Park. Old Beans, we are behind schedule now. Just gonna watch my speed here. Got a 30 right before we hit the platform. If my knowledge is correct. Start dropping down. This is Queen's Park. Transfer here for the Bakerloo line to the right. Doors opening on the right. Next stop is Kensal Green. And we are still behind schedule, so I'm just gonna try to make up some of this time. And we can now get up to 45. drives in the night. With the working headlights, everything looks so crystal clear. Got a beautiful logo on a beautiful route. This is Kensal Green. Doors will be opening on the left. Please mind the gap when leaving the train. Right, next stop is Wilson Junction. Wilson Junction's next. Doors will be opening on the right. Transfer here for the North London lines. This is Wilson Junction. Still about a minute and a half back. Full beans. Hoping to make this time up by the time we get to Wembley. I think I gained an extra minute. Want to get it that way. Not worth tea and biscuits. .9% gradient as we head into Harlesden. This is Harlesden. doors will be opening on the left. Watch your step leaving the train. Alright, next stop is Stonebridge Park. I just love the way Wembley looks lit up in the nighttime or early morning right now, but I just love the way it looks in the backdrop. As you can see it over there with the greenish blue overhang. It's beautiful. It's not my favorite British stadium, but I do like the way it looks at night. I will always pick Anfield as my favorite stadium. I am a Liverpool FC fan, but I also like to see other cathedrals. I've been to a good portion of them out there, although I am American. I would love to get up to Tottenham. Every time I've gone out there, though, the days just never line up for me. This is Stonebridge Park. Doors opening on the left. Next stop is Wembley. As we are now just about a minute past our time here. So I have made some progress, but still behind. I do think we will catch it before we reach Watford Junction. As we travel under the West Coast Main Line, and we will pop out on the other side. We will run on the left side of the main line now, as opposed to the right. As we head north. Wembley's next. Doors will be opening on the left. This is Wembley. Didn't make up as much time as I wanted. North Wembley's next. Wembley. Please mind the gap leaving the train. Doors will be opening on the left. Next station is South Kenton. Still my most favorite train in the UK. A 350 and a 66. Nice. Getting a lot of service on this early morning run. This is South Kenton. Doors opening on the right. Not that far behind now. 20 seconds. $20 is not bad at all. Although we've been held up by a red. I'd say that's some pretty good time management on my part. Not really speeding, trying to adhere to the rules of driving. I would say I did a pretty good job. Bakerloo service. I gotta say, having been in the 72 stock personally, as a 6'4" guy, it is not really the best thing to drive in, or I would say ride in as a passenger when you're this tall. I have to duck when I get in. This is Kenton. I have to duck when I get in, and it's really hard to hold your head on an angle while standing up riding in that train. I prefer to have a seat, but obviously that's not always an option. So I just hope when they eventually say, all right, we've had enough of the 72 stock, you know, which is what, 50 years old now, they actually pick an underground service with more headroom. I doubt it, because the tunnels are probably fitted for that size. pretty sure they wouldn't want to bore the tunnels just to make a train higher, so pretty much stuck with what we have. But nonetheless, I love riding on the Bakerloo. Never been on the Metropolitan. Victoria, I've been on the Circle. Elizabeth will always be my favorite. I love Elizabeth. Still wish it was in this game. You know, and I know Dovetail won't make it, but you don't have to make it. Source it out to a third party. You know, if the demand is there, then yeah, get it done. I'm sure I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the majority, though, who want it, but I'm sure I'm not the only one. This is Harrow and Wheelstone. Last transfer point for the Bakerloo, which will be heading back the other way. And I can finally do this because we're all caught up. Into the night. That is so beautiful. I really do love this room. Okay, just under a mile to Headstone Lane. As we can now get up to 45. I was actually hoping we would get a little sunrise, but this isn't a summer scenario. So sunrise a little bit later, which is okay. I think the sky still looks good. And it's not too dark where I can't see at all, so this is Headstone Lane. Watch your step leaving. Actually gonna hop out for a little bit. Excuse me. And departing. I have no idea what passed us. It sounded like a 390. Coming up on hatch end. This is hatch end. And we are back on time. Doors are closing. And departing. Next stop is Carpenter's Park. This is Carpenter's Park. As we start to get more colors in the sky. As I see one of my robots out there. I'm too busy driving to collect these collectibles. Okay, and next stop will be Bushy. There's a Pendo. I honestly can't tell you why I love the Pendolino so much, but I do. I want to say because it's the first fast train I was on when I went out there, but even before then, I was a big fan of it. First actual train I got on when I went to London was the 345 on the Elizabeth line, coming in from Heathrow. And although I've always watched some of these trains from afar, obviously because I live in America, the videos do not do any of the trains justice. Like, I'm so happy I actually got to go out there and actually get on some of these trains and actually see them firsthand, especially some of the routes. Like, you know, you play some of these routes and you don't really know if it's accurate or not. And I can actually tell you that everything that I've seen so far in this game is very accurate. The same with Train Sim Classic. Everything I've seen is very accurate, down to the sounds of the trains and the stations, how the stations look. My one qualm with this game is, why did it take so long to get announcements? And even that's not being done right, but I'm all about the realism and immersion. So if I'm playing a game, I'm gonna add it in, unless I'm streaming. If I'm streaming and I have it set up with my announcements, because I do have an app for that, I'll do it. I don't have it tonight because I honestly wasn't planning on streaming tonight, but it's literally been at least a month since I last streamed. And I just wanted to get this quick one in just to get the rust off. So, next stop is Watford High Street. Like, I just needed to get this rust off. And I felt the urge, so I turned the lights on and hit that record button. I usually stream Saturdays at 1 p.m. Eastern. I don't have anything planned right now. I had some computer issues, so yellow. So as I'm sorting out my computer issues, I'm trying to set up possible streams. I lost all my work. All the routes I've built, I lost them all. I had to re-download Steam. Wasn't fun. I had to try to remember everything I had, and I honestly still think I'm missing stuff. After a month, still missing stuff. Assets are missing. Routes are missing. I don't think I'm missing any trains or whatever, but looks like we have a red at the end of the platform. Acknowledge. I'm coming a little bit slower. This is Watford High Street. Watch your step, leaving the platform. Watford Junction is next. Step in, stand clear to closing doors. And so we have a yellow. Another 25. Single yellow, I'm assuming next one is red. Can't see the signal yet. There it is. Red. The magnet. Acknowledge. As we get a nice little sunrise. I do like the colors. There was one run I did where it was just all purple and bright, and it just looked like Armageddon. It was really weird. Like, I understood what they were going for, but it was just too bright. Like, the inside of my cab was just all purple. Platform 3 for us, Watford Junction. Should be clear to the platform. As we hit 15. This will forever be one of my favorite routes. Anything West Coast Mainline South will always be a good run, whether it's the Pendo, 350, 710, 72 stock, 375, or even a freight run. So much interesting stuff you can do on this route. This is Watford Junction. This will be the last stop. Doors will be opening on the left. If you are transferring to National Rail Services, enjoy the rest of your day. Watford Junction. that's it. All right, all in all, not a bad run. This will always be my favorite go-to, no matter how long I've been away from the game. But as I said before, it's been more than a month. But now that my computer is somewhat repaired, still working on some things, but always fun to jump into that 710, whether it's on this or the Goblin line. I really don't mind. Overall, always a fun route to work on, and 710 will always be one of my favorites. So, really can't complain about that. It feels good to get some rust off. As you can tell, the last time I was on air, I did not have all this. It's getting a little long, but overall, it's good to be back. So, but that's actually gonna do it for me today. Uh, I want to thank anybody who's been in the room, even if you're just lurking. It's always good to actually show my face and actually do some driving. So, but it is what it is. But that's going to do it for me tonight. Most likely I'll be back on the air Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern, Lord willing. Life doesn't get in the way. But thanks for coming out, and I will talk to you guys later.